Doug Ford makes a ridiculous video showing Ontarians where they can get beer and wine in a time where there's a strike at the LCBO in Ontario. Now, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario is on strike, holding people's barbecues hostage at this time. And it's really ridiculous. It gets to the point of why is the government even in control of the sale of alcohol in this day and age? Most people around, and we're going to get into it, explaining this to people, maybe who aren't from Canada, how this all works. But let's get into this. So CTV Toronto saying Ontario government has launched a new interactive map of retail booze outlets across the province as LCBO workers remain on strike. Now, so the Liquor Control Board of Ontario is a monopoly that is controlling, well, it controls the sale of alcohol in the province. It's an old legacy left over from close to the Prohibition era, but let's get into this. New map shows 2,300 Ontario locations where you can still buy alcohol during the LCBO strike. Now, they're out in full force, stopping people from getting drinks in the summer. Well, barbecue season's on.
Right, we're here outside an LCBO service station in Mississauga, where it's quite an active scene right now. I'm going to step out of frame so you can see what's happening. There is a white van that has individuals who crossed the picket line earlier today. They went into work to keep normal operations going. They had to wait about an hour to get in this morning. Now they're trying to leave, but these LCBO workers who are on the picket line are holding the line. They've been standing here for about 15 minutes. This has been the scene, and it doesn't appear like they're letting them go anytime soon as they continue to voice their frustration.
Okay, well, everybody else is voicing their frustrations on how do I get a can of beer for the barbecue when I'm hanging out with my friends this summer. Ontario government says it's helping Ontario residents navigate the ongoing LCBO strike by launching a new interactive map of retail booze outlets across the province as the LCBO locations remain closed. The map pinpoints exactly where residents can still purchase beer, cider, wine, or spirits across Ontario due to the strike, of course. Now, more than 9,000 LCBO employees represented by the Ontario Public Service Employees Union, of course, there it is, the magic government sector union, walked off the job last Friday. What was last Friday? Well, it was July 5th. This was the premium time for barbecuing, closing 669 LCBO locations across the province. On July 19th, if a deal has not been reached by the two sides, just 32 LCBO stores will be open province-wide for in-store shopping, but will only operate on Fridays. Now, if you're tuning in from somewhere else in the world and you're like, what's the big deal? Who cares if the government doesn't sell alcohol? Just go to 7-Eleven or whatever. Well, that's not legal in Canada. It's not legal in most provinces anyway. But Ontario remains to be one of the hardest stranglehold on some of these things. I'm going to get into this video in just a second, in even the response, but a little quick history lesson. In Canada, let's just show this one really quick. So if you go to the LCBO in Ontario, and this is the LCBO price for Canadian Club whiskey, a proud Canadian whiskey that's made right here at home, right there in Ontario as well. On my last trip to Japan, I wanted to note what the price of this exact bottle of whiskey was, and this is pertinent to today. 1380, that's yen, so 1,380 yen for a bottle of the same whiskey. Today's exchange rate would be just shy of $12. That's right. It's really ridiculous with the amount of taxes we pay on alcohol, and then also we're limited to which places we can buy them. You can't just go to the grocery store. No, you can't just go to a convenience store and pick up alcohol. They're not legally allowed to sell that. Now, was this the I think the Globe and Mail writing, striking LCBO workers are making Doug Ford's case for him, as Doug Ford is looking to open up liquor sales to other outlets and make it available in more places. Very government-run liquor stores opened in Ontario nearly 100 years ago, garnering huge fanfare, hours-long lines, and a healthy degree of puritanical skepticism. Of course, this is the Prohibition era, when the United States actually ratified their constitution to bring prohibition on. It led to rampant crime and the inception of the mafia. But hey, prohibition is something that we still practice on a lot of things. These days it's more things like ivermectin or something like that. Reporters chronicled the scenes in a massive spread published in the Globe and Mail on June 2nd, 1927, where they noted that people were mostly civilized as they waited to acquire their permits to buy alcohol. That's right. People had to get permits to buy alcohol back in those days. Yes, we've come a long way from the days of Prohibition, but we're still not there when it comes to the rest of the world and how the rest of the world treats this stuff. Though there was some line cutting and police reported one drunk arrested at the store in London, Ontario, reporters also observed with some bewilderment that women were among those lining up to purchase alcohol, some pushing baby carriages with the baby at home apparently to cart the bottles home. Now, this is an interesting article. It's funny, and it really gives the point of like, why do we even have this? This is crazy. This isn't something that we should even have. The trajectory of liberalized alcohol sales in the province suggests that this will be the first and last LCBO strike. It's more likely that the LCBO's role will evolve to be less of a retail operation as the province wholesaler of alcohol. But let's get into Doug Ford's response to this, because this was just really something else. Brian Lilly putting this out on Twitter. Doug Ford's response to the LCBO strike: tell people where to buy alcohol. Buy your local Ontario-made products. The union's response: outrage. By the way, here's a map of where to buy. Now, this is obviously you're buying it from local retailers. So if you want your usual whatever you used to get, you're out of luck. You're gonna have to buy some craft brews or whatever the case is. But let's get into this video.
It's summertime in Ontario. That means more time outside with family and friends, at a neighborhood barbecue, or a camping trip. Even though LCBO workers are on strike, there's still plenty of options for you to buy beer, wine, cider, coolers, and even spirits, including products made right here in Ontario. We've created this handy new map that shows what stores are open and what they sell. Say you want to buy some local Ontario craft beer. Just zoom in on where you are, click the filter for beer, and look at all the fantastic options that pop up. And look at all those yellow dots which show Ontario-made products. Click on one and you'll see the store's name and address as well as what they sell. And keep in mind, LCBO convenience outlets are still open, with plenty of local products that you can find by clicking the right filter here. Folks, it's just that simple. I hope you'll all give it a try and take the opportunity to support Ontario producers and their fantastic Ontario-made products this summer. Let's make it an Ontario-made summer. And remember, in just a few months, convenience stores and grocery stores across the province will be able to sell a whole range of drinks. So check back on this map for more options as they appear.
Well, that would be the caveat right there, as they're opening it up to sell in convenience stores and grocery stores. It looks like in the meantime, they have a crappy government option in lieu of the other crappy government option that's no longer functioning. Now, the union responded to his video here. I don't even know how to explain this. But this is literally how the union responded to Doug Ford's video here. And mind you, it's just copywritten music that I can't play, so I'm going to cover it with some better copywritten music, a little bit more fitting to this. Yeah, that's right. They put a a dinosaur with Doug Ford's face on it, crushing buildings in Ontario made out of Play-Doh. And there's the LCB workers saying, don't enter, we have a strike, and they destroy Doug Ford. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is where your tax dollars are going. Absolutely. And this is, yeah, of course, join us to save the summer and Ontario's future. These are the people that are in the way of the summer. At least your ability to get your favorite wobbly pops and bring them to the barbecue. These guys are in the way of this. Of course, the LCBO workers are definitely saving the healthcare, education, 2SLGBTQQAIBIOPOCDEI++ rights, and saving the climate change by not selling us booze. Of course, thank you, petrified COVID parent, for that. But hey, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Is this affecting you? Is this strike going to affect you? I know years ago here in British Columbia, we had a strike and it affected a lot of people. Now, we didn't quite go to the point of selling alcohol in, you know, your local 7-Eleven or what have you. But I think the tide might be turning, and I think Canadians are tired of paying such exorbitant taxes on alcohol, as well as not being able to get it pretty much anywhere, unless, well, you're going through somewhere that's licensed by the government. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. And of course, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.